Hello everybody, Eternal Primo here. Welcome to this episode where we'll be talking about what games are going to best get you into that Halloween mood. I've got 5 picked out with 1 honorable mention for those that don't like the horror and gore as much, to give it a more friendlier vibe for Halloween and get you a little more gently nudged into this awesome holiday. Before we get into those though, let's look at that intro. Alrighty, before we get into the first game, don't forget to like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget, I stream on Twitch every Sunday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Now, with that out of the way, let's get on to the first game, which is going to be Doom. Now, we're focusing mostly on Doom Eternal, but there are many, many games of Doom. The last one being from 2016. Doom Eternal was actually 2019 or 2020, I believe. I'll leave it down in the video, whichever one it is. It's very gory, it's very demonic, magic, all these things going on. This is what you would do for a horror house if you wanted to do a horror house. Gives you some good ideas of how to scare some people. I mean, look at some of these like animations that they have for the characters. It's awesome. Just everything's flying, guts and gore, blood gushing everywhere. It is an awesome first-person shooter game as well. It has really great gaming mechanics for these newer ones. I don't know too much about the retro ones. I know that they were pretty fun though, and they had some good stories, which these newer ones just more or less are revamps of that. Next one is going to be Aliens Fireteam Elite. As the name sounds, this is off the Alien franchise game. Aliens franchise, and it's a game of that. It is really good. I've seen the clips out of all the people playing it. This is a brand new game. So like Doom, it's going to be a first-person shooter. You're going to be killing aliens, or xenomorphs is what I think they're calling these aliens. I never really got too far into the lore of this particular franchise of movies and games. But from the looks of the clips I see, you're on a team of anywhere from 2 to 3 people. I believe you're only controlling one. That you could have friends in co-op mode, I believe. I'm not entirely positive on this because I've only seen a couple clips, honestly. Third game to come up is Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's is a huge franchise for video games. There are somewhere around like 5 or 6 of these things all going around. I might be wrong on that number. There is a lot though going around. Great game. Your objective is to survive. I believe it's, as the name says, you have to live through 5 nights. You are a night worker, or in some cases you're a small child. Not really sure what's going on with some of those. You can watch cameras, use flashlights, put on a Freddy mask, all these kinds of different things to stop yourself from being killed by these walking horror robot costumes. I never really got into this one either. I'm not a big horror movie or horror game kind of person, but my friends were. This was recommended to me as one that should be on this list, so it made the list. Another one is Little Nightmares, number 1 or number 2. They're both pretty good on this. In this, you're a little girl, generally in a raincoat, specifically for the first one, and you need to eat to survive, duh. But she has dreams, but the world she really lives in is not really an ideal one for the dreams she has. There are evil monsters there that are just twisted forms of what people look like. It's very grotesque, and your job is to get around all these things so that she can eat and I guess try to escape so she can find a better life. And the second one, I believe she has a friend, so you get a little teamwork going on there. But general premise is pretty darn close to each other. You're trying to escape. Last but not least is Slender Man. The Arrival is the one that we'll be looking a good portion at, though you could do really any of the Slender game ones. I believe this is the most recent Slender Man game. It's basically just a full copy of a remake of the original one, 8 pages. You are going to be looking for, I believe, your friend who was in a cabin, but she's disappeared, and you're trying to trace her steps to get back. And while you're doing that, you're being hunted by Slender Man, and you're also learning about Slender Man. I mean, this man can be frightening. I can almost promise you that. Man's scary. How he just creeps up on you and messes with your lights, your camera, and your perception of life. On to the honorable mention. It's Luigi's Mansion 3. Same as the other ones, your job is to go into, in this case, a hotel, and you are to save your friends from the king of ghosts himself. In this one, you also have a friend. He's called Luigi, and as the name sounds, it is a goo form of Luigi. Don't know how well that works. I don't know all the game mechanics in this, but from the gameplays I saw, it's a very, very nice game. It is only gotten, you can only play this game on the Switch currently, I believe, mostly because Nintendo owns Mario, and Nintendo is gonna mostly make games for their platform. That makes sense in the end, to be honest. Well, everybody, that leaves us today with those 6 games that are going to be best suited for you to get into that Halloween mood. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget, I stream on Twitch every Sunday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a good day.